Hello, and welcome to another episode of Dr. Bob Visits, where faith and science meet. I'm Dr. Bob, and today I'm taking you back to one of the most unforgettable experiences we've had, an airboat tour through the Florida Everglades in the summer of 2020. What a ride! The roar of that big fan behind us, the spray of the water, and everywhere you look, life exploding in every direction. But we're not just here for the thrill. We're here to see the Everglades through a biblical lens, to marvel at how coastal ecosystems show the incredible adaptability of God's creatures, and how the very rocks beneath our feet scream the truth of the year long global flood described in Genesis 6 through 9. Stick with us. By the end of this journey, you're going to see that the Everglades isn't just a swamp, it's a living classroom that proclaims the glory of our Creator and the historical reality of His judgment and mercy in the flood. We're skimming across what looks like an endless sea of grass, but it's actually a very shallow, slow moving river. The Everglades is often called the River of Grass. Water from Lake Okeechobee flows south in a sheet just inches deep, supporting one of the most productive ecosystems on Earth. Home to roseate spoonbills, great blue herons, and wood storks, and alligators sunning themselves on the bank. This place is teeming with life because God designed it to be resilient. After the flood, when the world was brand new and radically different, the incredible adaptability He built into every creature allowed them to thrive in a post flood world. The plants you see, sawgrass, mangrove, cypress, are masters of survival. Mangroves actually filter salt water and grow right in brackish zones where most trees would die. Their roots trap sediment and build new land. That's not random chance. That's engineering by the master designer who knew exactly what this planet would need after the floodwaters receded. Genesis 1:11 tells us God spoke the plants into existence on day 3 of creation week, and He declared them good. That same creative power equipped them to handle the dramatic climate shifts and changing coastlines that followed the flood. What we're seeing here is the adaptability of God's creatures on full display. Everywhere we look, we see evidence of rapid, built-in adaptation, exactly what we'd expect from creatures that came off the ark just a few thousand years ago. Think about the wading birds with those long legs and specialized beaks, or the manatees that graze on aquatic vegetation, or the apple snails that the snail kites depend on. These relationships weren't cobbled together over millions of years. They were designed by a wise creator who knew the post-flood world would have new challenges. Now let's talk about what lies beneath all this beauty, the very foundation of Florida itself. The rocks here tell the true history of the global flood. During the early stages of that catastrophic year described in Genesis 7 and 8, massive erosion and sediment transport laid down the foundational platform of the Florida Peninsula. In the later stages of the flood, as the waters were still high but beginning to calm, limestone layers accumulated across that platform as the floodwaters washed over it, carrying dissolved minerals and marine organisms. Then, as the floodwaters retreated in the months after the ark came to rest, the land of Florida was partially exposed. In the immediate post-flood period, Florida was still mostly covered by warm, shallow seas and reefs. These reefs built the thick limestone layer that lies directly below the surface today, the very rock that makes the Everglades possible. You don't need millions of years for limestone to form. We see rapid limestone deposition happening today in places like the Bahamas. During the flood, with enormous volumes of water, dissolved calcium carbonate, and countless marine creatures, those layers formed quickly, exactly as we observe them here. This isn't millions of years of slow accumulation. This is the clear signature of the year-long global flood that reshaped our planet and left us with the beautiful habitable world we enjoy today. The Bible says the waters covered all the high mountains under the entire heavens. Then God remembered Noah and caused a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters receded. That's exactly what the geology of Florida records. A flood that covered everything, then retreated, leaving behind limestone platforms and new coastal ecosystems ready for repopulation. And speaking of the animals that call this place home, here's something truly unique on planet Earth. The Florida Everglades is the only place in the world where alligators and crocodiles live together in overlapping ecosystems. American alligators prefer fresh water. Crocodiles like it a bit saltier. Only in the brackish transition zones of the Everglades do their ranges overlap. That's not an accident. It's another testimony to God's design for biodiversity in the post-flood world. Many people think of alligators as nothing but violent predators. But did you know they also eat vegetation? They've been documented eating watermelons, elderberries, wild grapes, and other fruit. They're opportunistic feeders, yes, but they still retain the ability to digest plant material. This is a beautiful reminder of the original created order. In Genesis 1:29 and 30, God gave every green plant for food to both humans and animals. Everything was vegetarian in the Garden of Eden. After the fall and the introduction of death, and especially after the flood, many animals became carnivorous. But they didn't lose their original design. Alligators still enjoy a mango now and then. It's like a living echo of Eden in the middle of a post-flood world. I hope you see what we saw. The Everglades isn't just a beautiful wilderness. It's evidence of a powerful, loving creator who designed his creatures with amazing adaptability, who judged the world with a global flood exactly as he said, and who has given us hope through Jesus Christ. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the Everglades. Remember, the evidence is all around us. God keeps his promises. Hope comes through faith in Jesus Christ and trust in his word. I'm Dr. Bob. See you next time. It's okay to believe.